stay colder. That's good for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
From the weight room at the Bill Fralick Athletic Center at Penn Hills High School, this is the Coach's Corner. Along with the assistant head coach of the Penn Hills Indians, Damon Gibson, I'm Bill Navari. Damon, great to have you again. Usually we get once a year with you, but I always enjoy our shows, and I look forward to it. And it's great to have you here.
Thanks for having me. I always love doing this with you. Such a great guy you are, Bill.
Well, I can't help it. The new title, assistant head coach. I remember when you were a 265-pound kid coming through here, but now you've come back from all your travels through the University of Pittsburgh, the New Orleans Saints, the Canadian Football League, indoor, everywhere that you've played professionally. But you've come back to your roots at Penn Hills, and really, it's something that this community is proud of.
Yeah, it's always good to come back home and show all the kids the things that you've learned out on the road playing, and give them a chance to see what Penn Hills Pride is all about.
Now, the fact that your picture's up on the walls in here as far as part of being the last championship team here at Penn Hills, do you think that whenever you're out here teaching these kids that helps as far as your credibility to say, hey, look, he's done it. He's been there. He's somebody really that you have to listen to. I mean, is that help you, or is it just your strong personality that gets it done?
I think it's a little bit of both, but really, when you think about Penn Hills football, it's always been a collective family. There are many people in our community that have been a part of this program for a long time, and I think any time that you're working with the kids and you're actually from the hometown team, it does give you a little credibility, and helps you be able to talk to them so that they can achieve some of the things that myself and a lot of the great teammates that I have achieved.
Last several years, the season's kind of been a little up and down, and a lot of it really has nothing to do with the kids, a lot of outside things going on in here. But your influence here as far as trying to get these kids settled down, I mean, where do you see this program going right now? Where do you see that it is, and where it's going?
I think that, through any program you have ups and downs and trials and tribulations, but I think the thing is that a lot of the kids in our community are starting to stay here and coming to Penn Hills, and along with the midget program being a feeder program for our program, I think in the near future our program will continue to grow and get better and better.
One of the things that these kids are always taught here, the strongest things about being a Penn Hills, is the pride. As far as being a Penn Hills Indian means something, as far as teaching these kids what it means. You see a lot of your ex-teammates and friends from high school, they still come to the games. They still watch what's going on. You see friends who have not left the community or still in the community raising their children here. They're coming up through the midget program along with your son as well. And you can just see how that generations are starting to cycle through, and it has to be a good feeling knowing that you in a few years your offspring are going to be all coming up through here as well. I mean, it's going to be a weird feeling. I got mine coming through. I started this before he was born, and now he's going to be up here on the varsity team. And it's a weird feeling, but it's a great one.
It's definitely a weird feeling. I think it makes you feel a little old.
It does.
Of the fact that some of the friends that I had in high school, I'm now coaching their kids, and like your children, one of your sons was born during my senior year at the Plum game. And now we're looking at him to be coming up to help us out very soon too. So I think it just dates you a little bit and lets you know that time doesn't stand still for anyone. But it's always great to still be around and still have some knowledge and some things to give back to the community.
Where do you see this program going? I mean, when you look at this team now and you see the underclassmen and the kids that are coming up, what do you see as far as what is going on now and the future of Penn Hills Indians football?
Well, what I see is that each particular kid that's come through, each senior class that is coming through, you see each group getting their own legacy started and trying to have a team that is going to be remembered. And I think each year in and year out, you get different crops of kids, different mentalities, different personalities, but at the end of the day, everyone is here to represent the Big Red Machine.
Oh, I mean, I see that year in and year out. I mean, it's each class does have its own personality. I mean, you'll go through the characters, you'll go through the quiet seasons, but they're quiet, but they get their job done, kind of thing. Not everybody can be a Jeremy George, If we're kind of dating ourselves going back to your era there. But, you have the characters, but yet those are the kind of things that you remember about this. And, you look up on the board here and you read names and you remember these kids. I could look back to the 95 team and I can read the wall over there and I'll start reading names off. And I almost can remember their senior interviews. But that's just the way it is because you remember each and every one of these kids. And, that has to have an impact on you. And then knowing that they're leaving also is kind of, a bittersweet kind of thing.
Yeah, so, it's a lot of mixed emotions. But the thing that we're trying to promote here with each kid is even if you're not successful in football, we want you to be successful in life. We want you to have a chance to go to college or whatever that your mind is that you want to do. We want you to really remember some of the disciplines you learned in football and apply those things to your life. So sometimes it's bittersweet, but you see these kids coming through and realizing that their life is just beginning. And if you can give them just a little small piece of something that will help them build some character and some mental toughness to survive out here in this world, then our job is done.
Do you think the fact that Penn Hills has raised the bar academically for these athletes to be able to compete is what's going to help them long term?
Oh, yeah, I definitely think so because at the end of the day, it's, this game of football only lasts for a short period of your life. And I'm definitely a testament to that. I mean, still a good, young-looking man.
That's a handsome man.
Handsome man. But the game of football is only short-lived. And after you get done playing the game, you have to have something to fall back on or something that you want to achieve. And I think with the standards being what they are, it allows kids that if they do their work in high school and get their grade point right, then they have opportunity to go to college, whether they're playing football or not.
There was an article in the Post-Gazette about the time the season started that Stowe Rocks had raised their academic level to 2.0 above the PIAA's 0.8 level, and it was the accolades and everything going towards Stowe Rocks for having the foresight and the guts to do something like this. But yet it's something that we've had for several quietly for several years. So once again, Penn Hills is ahead of the game. We always tell people we don't want to be like other schools. Other schools want to be like us.
Right. I mean, those are some of the things that about the program that most people don't know. I mean, besides the fact that we do study halls for the kids every day before we hit the practice field. When school's out at 2:20, these kids have to go to study hall until 4 o'clock. And then we have practice after that. So we're not just into trying to win every football game. We want to do that.
Oh, absolutely.
We don't want to get that confused. But at the same time, we want to give these kids something else to go on besides just the game.
Central tomorrow night. That's Penn Hills' big rival, the Central Catholic Vikings. What's your take on the game? Well,
Central University, I call them, just because they have a melting pot of kids.
And another fine recruiting year.
Another fine recruiting year. They're a well-balanced team, well-coached team, very disciplined. And we're going to have to play a very solid game, a very disciplined game, eliminate some of the small mistakes we've had, a lot of the penalties that we've had, and I think we'll have a shot.
If you're fortunate enough to win tomorrow night, to beat Central Catholic Vikings, is a victory against a program like that sweeter than your average victory?
Oh, yeah, I think there's a lot of rivals that we usually play, and that's because a lot of the kids know each other. They went to school together, elementary school, junior high, and then as in high school, some of the kids go to other schools or programs or a school like Central. So you always the kids always get a level of excitement that comes through, and then you're talking about tradition. The Penn Hill Central rivalry dates back to the Fralick Marino days. So it's something that has never left in all the amounts of years that we've all been around, and it'll still be here when we're gone.
Well, the trivia question is Dan Marino's last high school game was against?
Penn Hills.
That's right. It was a playoff loss at Valley High School. So something Dan Marino always remembers. He said, "What was your last high school game?" Penn Hills Indians. Because our time is limited, but we could sit here and chat for days, I would think. But I look forward to this, and hopefully you get to come on again. As I said to you years and years ago, I said I think you have a future up in the broadcast booth, and if you weren't down on the field, I would definitely have you up in the box with me. And maybe one of these days.
Maybe one of these days when we both retire, we'll come back and do an alumni tribute.
And we'll have a blast. 3 seniors of the week you brought with us. You want to talk about them at all?
Oh, yeah, sure. The 3 seniors that we have today, the thing I can say about all 3 of these young gentlemen is that they have been able to do all the things we asked them to do. Starting in January, from the weight room time through camp, through the summer conditioning, everything like that. And the great thing is just to see the kids' progression. May have started out in a position where they might not have been looked at as first-team guys, but through the course of the weeks, you start seeing kids come on and say, hey, I'm ready to play. I want to get on the field, and I want an opportunity. And these 3 gentlemen have not only gone above and beyond what we've asked them to do, but they're willing to do anything, whether that's, to give a look, to help out, to run in on special teams, to get a snap on offense or defense. It's a testament to their character and to the things that their parents are teaching them at home to, hey, I'm always ready and I'm ready to jump in.
Well, we've always said that sometimes the most important kids on the team aren't necessarily the ones you see on the field Friday night. A lot of them are the ones that deal with the preparation of getting the kids that are on the field Friday night. And if you don't have those, the adequate scout teams, the people who are able to step in and step up, that really any organization is not going to do well without that kind of depth, really.
Oh, yeah, you're 100% right. A lot of times it's not just the 11 gentlemen that you see on offense or defense. It's guys that don't get as much credit or as much publicity, or the newspaper or the TV isn't waiting to interview them after the game. But without some of these gentlemen, there would be no program.
Well, we look forward to talking with them. And before we go, just one little shout-out towards you. Folks may not know that Mr. Gibson here is the PA voice of the Penn Hills Little Indians, whose your son is on the team, young DeMond, who's playing very well.
Yes.
Obviously gets his athletic skills from his mother.
Obviously.
But at the games on Saturday night, when we're home, you are up there. You are up in the booth doing the PA and having a good old time up there, putting on a good show.
Well, I'm trying to be like you, and if I can get like you, the more and more I mature. And stay looking good like you, I'll be fine.
That's because I get you food. That's
right.
Thanks, Damon. Best of luck tomorrow night, and we'll see you Saturday whenever the midgets take on Steel Valley.
Thanks.
Coming up next, our Seniors of the Week as the Coach's Corner continues. Our Seniors of the Week, Francisco Brown, Mario Berry, and Darrell Neal of the 2010 Penn Hills Indians. Francisco, your role on the team is you are a receiver. So a lot of what you have to do is having to memorize pass patterns and things like that. Are there a lot of these different pass patterns that you do have to remember?
I study all the plays that the coach give me. We got slants, we got hitches.
Now, what is a hitch?
It's a 10-yard and you come back.
Okay, kind of like a comeback.
Yeah, come back.
All right, I'm just trying to put it in other terms. That's all. It's okay. Is it all pass patterns, or do you ever come in and do the blocking schemes and things like that too?
Yeah, we run the ball a lot. I block the cornerback.
So you give him a lane for him to pick up yards.
Block the quarterback.
So whenever he's picking up his big yards and making the newspaper as a 100-yard rusher and things like that, it's because of the little things that you guys do to open the things up for him.
Yeah, it is. We prepared for this game, and we're just ready to bring it.
Well, good. We look forward to that tomorrow night. And the question to think about as we come back is, where do you plan to study, and where would you like to go to school? So you guys already got a tip on the questions that are coming. Mario, you want to talk about your role on the team and how you're getting ready for Central Catholic tomorrow night?
Well, I play safety, but I don't start it, nor am I second string. I play with the JV so I can learn to start play, to play varsity. And my role is basically I'm a kickoff man, and that's who everybody's looking at when I'm out there on kickoff. I'm running down the field the fastest, and everybody's waiting to see what can I do next. So they know I can make a hit, they know I can run fast, but they're waiting to see when I'm going to do it.
So you're getting the opportunities to get out there and,
Yeah, like Coach Gibbs has said, we're not on an 11-man lineup starting defense nor offense, but we are important to the team. We get out there when we can.
Oh, absolutely. I've stressed that for years as far as, the guys who are not part of that 11 oftentimes make those 11 better and then as you're practicing, sometimes those guys find their way into that starting 11 simply from the hard work, the dedication, the continually practicing and trying to make yourselves better. And that's something that I've noticed that you've been doing the last several years. And, you feel like it's paying off?
Yes, I actually feel like it's paying off because, like, I'm getting more looks. People are like, they're looking to me and telling me, Barry, get downfield, make the hit, secure your tackle, try to hurt somebody.
And you go down and try to hurt somebody?
Yes, all the time.
Even though it's a teammate?
No, not my teammates. Opposite team, it's a whole different story.
Well, absolutely it is. Absolutely. But, even sometimes in practices, whenever, I always tell kids every practice is an audition. And,
Yeah.
You look at it that way. So every play down there, you're actually having to, let the coaches, see what you're doing.
Yeah, well, if you have to hurt a teammate or two, try not to make it like a season-lasting injury. Make it a minor injury. Just get your name noticed. That is one of the ways I got noticed.
Quick pancake and help them up.
Yeah.
Okay. Daryl Neal, we'll come on down to you. I know you've been waiting patiently down on the end watching.
Yeah.
You want to talk about I know you're a tackle lineman, very important part of the team because linemen are, they sometimes just start dropping like flies.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I do try hard, try to make sure that our starters are ready for the week, get them in the right condition, the right mind frame, make sure they don't go out there on Friday and get shocked or, have them be prepared for what's coming on Friday.
And do you go out there and you tell these guys, if you don't out there trying to, knock them in the head, so to speak, that you're not helping them get better for Friday night?
Yeah, all the time. I tell them I'm going to bring it every play so that on Friday you're ready and you're prepared. I'm not going to go soft so that you can look good.
Now,
I don't like
is that something that the coaches and your other linemen, that they notice and appreciate?
Yeah, they appreciate it. They always tell me, all the starters tell me, give me 100%, give me a good look, make sure I'm prepared.
Because, that's what they're going to get Friday night. So,
Yeah.
What you see in practice, the preparations you make in practice, that's what you're going to need for Friday night, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
So how do you think, since you've been helping prepare these guys, how are they looking for Central Catholic?
Oh, they're looking very good, very good. We're going to Central Catholic, and our O-line is going to beat up on their D-line, and our D-line is going to get constant pressure on their O-line.
I see some of the O-line guys have gotten a little bit healthier. I see Tyler Swatchik. He'll be back this week playing. That's ought to be a lift for the line.
Yeah, definitely. He's a real team player. He helps out. He controls the ball a lot. And, he's really vicious on the double teams.
Oh, very good. What are your plans for after graduation?
Well, I'm not exactly sure what college I want to go to, but I know that I want to go into computer science and be a computer programmer and make stuff for computers.
Oh, that is the future. The future. Well, there's plenty of schools that do that. So take your time, and I'm sure whenever time comes, you'll pick the right one. But best of luck to you, and keep getting these kids ready for Friday night.
All right.
Mario Barry, what are your plans for after graduation?
All right, well, after I graduate, I had planned on going to the Music Institute of New York because that's one of my passions, music and playing football.
Do you play something?
No, I actually do rapping and producing.
Oh, really? So you're more in the technical side of it?
Yeah, so basically with the computer thing like him too.
Oh, really? Well, maybe you guys can team up one of these days and start your own label and
Yeah.
make lots of money. Get us some turf out here.
That'd be wonderful.
One of these days. Francisco, what are your plans for after graduation?
Well, I'm not sure what college I'm going to, but
What particular part of the medical field were you interested in?
I'm not sure. I just know I want to do something dealing with medical.
Well, it's a big field. It's very. There's a lot of things that you can go. I know people that start in one part of medicine and they wind up in another part. So just study hard, get your foot in the door, and and eventually you'll find out where the path will lead you. Best of luck to you guys on Friday night. We look forward to seeing you guys, hopefully in a victorious locker room. And thanks for talking with us tonight. Our seniors of the week, Francisco Brown, Mario Barry, and Daryl Neal of the 2010 Penn Hills Indians. Coming up next, it's the Indians and the Central Catholic Vikings, and it's coming your way here on Comcast. Latimer and Dixon back for the Vikings. Pampina to kick off, and we are underway. The kick short. Bounce inside the 20-yard line, and the Vikings will watch it, and the Indians fall on it. Looks like it's the 3-yard line. The Indians do. They'll have it at the 3.
Anthony Nixon just sat there, watched the ball, waiting for it to go out of bounds. It did not. And the Indians recover it at the 3-yard line. And apparently he wanted the ball to go out of bounds, but it just sat there. I didn't see the Indian who dove on it. And the Indians with a great opportunity at the 3-yard line. Philip Morford under center. Power eye behind him. The Indians will keep it on the ground, over the pile, down to about the 1-yard line. Is Terrell Roberson.
Number 5, Terrell Roberson on the carry up the middle. Second down.
That'll be second down and goal from about the 1-yard line. Just underway. Corey Jones splits to the near side. Chaz Whitaker off to the left. Again, the power eye. Roberson is deep. Kaiser and Hester are in front. It'll be Roberson again over the pile. Still at the 1-yard line. The Indians just do it 2 more times.
Roberson on the carry. Tackled by number 4, Rod Steele.
And in case you're wondering, the Indians still will receive the second half kickoff. Whitaker and Jones are split, left and right. Power eye behind Morford. Morford keeps it himself on what looks like a broken play. Now it'll be no gain. The Indians, I'm going for it on 4th down here at the 1-yard line. And it appears that's exactly what they're going to do. The Indians look like they wanted to go to Lamont Kaiser, perhaps Hester. But it looked like mixed up on the play. Morford doing a nice job to keep it himself and try to get into the end zone. Be a big lift for the Vikings if they're able to keep the Indians out of the end zone, and a big lift for the Indians if they're able to get in. And the Indians do get into the touchdown, into the end zone for the touchdown on 4th and goal. Terrell Roberson, the 1-yard run. And the Indians score first. Touchdown coming with 9:56. to go here in the first quarter. Pena comes on to tack on the point after. 9:56 to go, first period. Penn Hills 7, Central nothing. You are watching Penn Hills Indians football. Indians go 3 yards in 2 minutes and 4 seconds after recovering the, it wasn't even a fumble. Live ball at the 3-yard line. Central Catholic didn't even touch it. And Pepino once again, this time short, taken at the 21-yard line. Dustin Lohman will get out across the 25 to about the 27.
Number 10, Dustin Lohman on the return for Central Catholic.
Mike Wright with the tackle on the play, and the Vikings will get their hands on the ball for the first time.
Tackle by number 59, Terry Wilson.
Vikings go with an empty set, but they'll toss near side. Anthony Nixon looking for somewhere to go. And looks like he gets about nowhere.
Number 3, Anthony Nixon on the carry. Number 55.
It'll be second down and 10 for the Vikings. Trevon Hester with the tackle for the Indians. And Perry Hills gets the call from the sideline. Vikings go up the middle, maybe get to the 30-yard line.
Damian Jones more on the carry.
Jones more on the carry.
Chaz Whitaker.
And Chaz Whitaker making the tackle for the Indians. Breeze picking up here tonight. Vikings with a 3rd and 8. Send trips to the right. Hill's in the I formation with Jason Luster to his right. Now, Hill's looking. Has a man downfield to pass. It was almost caught, but separated from the ball by Chaz Whitaker was Dustin Lohman, and the Vikings will have to punt.
Hill's pass intended for number 10, Dustin Lohman.
Lohman had a seam, but as the ball got there, Chaz Whitaker got there as well and separated him from the football. Ball falls incomplete, and the Vikings will have to punt. Corey Jones back at his own 36-yard line.
Lewis Craven back to punt.
Craven to punt for the Vikings.
Return for Penn Hill.
Gets the kick away, end over end. Jones slips, lets it go by him. Fortunate for the Indians that he did not touch it, and the ball gets a fortunate roll for the Vikings. And the Indians will take over with 8:08 to go. Ball at their own 19-yard line. So certainly not as good a field position as the Indians had on their opening drive, where they started at the Viking 3, and now back at their own 18-yard line, and the Indian offense with a long field in front of them. Roberson has a seam, gets out across the 20 to the 25-yard line. Roberson will pick up 6 yards on the carry, and the Indians will have a 2nd down and 4. Clock rolling under 8 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Penn Hill 7, Central Catholic Viking. Each team with their hands on the football once. This is now the Indians' 2nd opportunity with the ball. Joining us late on the opening kickoff, the Vikings watched the football. It looked like they expected it to roll out of bounds, but it died about the 3-yard line, and they sat there and watched it near the sideline, and the Indians jumped on it. Robert looking to go left. Goes a long way for about 2 yards. Luke Smith coming up to make the tackle for the Vikings. And the Indians with a 3rd and 3.
Roberson on the carry, run down, number 3, Anthony Mason.
3rd, we'll call it a long 2. Long snap, Morford to throw. For man downfield was Corey Jones, well covered, and the pass incomplete. The Indians will bring on the punt unit for the first time tonight.
Pass incomplete, intended
With
for
6:39 to go here in the opening quarter.
4th down. And Latimer back to receive.
Latimer will drop back about his own 35-yard line. Morford will stay on to do the punting for the Indians.
Philip Morford back to punt for Penn Hill.
Morford, nice job to get the kick away. Will hit on the Central Catholic side of the 50-yard line. And Latimer will watch it roll out of bounds at the 44-yard line. 6:32 to go, first quarter. Penn Hill 7, Central nothing. You are watching Penn Hill's Indians football. Hill, straight drop, will throw on first down. Flushed out of the pocket, looks, throws up a little pass, batted, tipped, caught by the Indians. Corey Jones up the sideline. Jones across the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown Corey Jones! 60 yards on the interception return, and the Indians on the board again. Jones extends the Indians' lead to 13. Pampino will come on to try to make it 14. The touchdown coming with 6:18 to go here in the opening quarter. High snap. Morford gets it down. Pampino gets it up and through. 6:18 to go. First quarter. Penn Hills 14. Central Catholic nothing. You are watching Penn Hills Indians football.
Central Catholic.
Pampino to kick off for the third time here in the opening quarter. The Indians with a 14-0 lead. Two Central Catholic miscues resulting in 14 Penn Hills points. Vikings recovered. Nixon fell on it. It looked like a pair of Indians jumped on the ball. But the Vikings, with a nice return, will have it at the Indian 40-yard line, the kind of break they needed. High formation behind quarterback Perry Hills. Vikings keep it on the ground. Jones Moore with the carry. It's maybe 2. And it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Jones Moore on the carry, brought down by number 34, Tariq.
That's Tariq Hester with the tackle for the Indians. And it'll be 2nd down and 8 Vikings. Clock running, 5:40 to go here, opening period. If you're joining us late, it's Penn Hills 14, Central Catholic nothing. Draw play, Jones Moore looking for somewhere to go. Has a lane, will get across the 35 down to the 34-yard line. Picks up another 4. And the Vikings with a 3rd down and 6.
Jones Moore on the carry, brought down by number 27, Sean Sharkey.
Sean Sharkey with the tackle for the Indians. Vikings give it to the first man through. They say he loses the football. Indians say they have it. The officials say they don't.
The ball carrier tripped up by number 27.
It was Sharkey again with the tackle.
Sharkey.
It was Jason Luster with the carry. He'll get, they needed 4, got 5. And that's a 1st down for the Vikings. First down of the game by either team. The Indians are up 14-0. Nixon will split to the near side, I formation. Behind Hills. Hills will roll to the near side. Looking underneath, has the man. The pass caught and dropped. Jason Luster, the intended receiver, lost the handle. This time, though, the ball falls incomplete. This is a break for the Vikings, the way things have been going so far in the first quarter. And it'll be a 2nd down and 10 for Central Catholic. Nixon comes out. Dustin Lohman in for the Vikings. Jordan Pettica, tight end to the right. For the Vikings, they go double tight I formation. And they'll keep it on the ground. Jones Moore looking for somewhere to go. Indians, flag will come in at the 26-yard line. Jones Moore will pick up about 5 yards, and we'll check the penalty call, which is at the 26. Looks like a holding call against the Vikings.
Flag on the play.
Officials move the flag back to the 28.5.
Holding against Central Catholic. Repeat, 2nd down.
So they'll mark it back to the 39-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 20. Backs offset behind Hills. Jones Moore looking for a lane, left side has it, brought down from behind. Looked like he was going to have a lot of room to run, but coming up from behind and pulling him down was Darian Macklin at the 34-yard line after a pickup of 5. So it'll be 3rd down and 15 for Central Catholic. Clock running, 3:15 to go here first quarter. Penn Hills 14, Central Catholic nothing. Trips to the right. 4 receivers set for the Vikings. Hills rolling to his right, under pressure, throws underneath, and the pass is caught. It'll be short of the 1st down. Lohman at the 25-yard line picks up 9. No more than that, picked up 14. Lohman picked up 14. It's 4th down and a yard for the Vikings. And they'll use a timeout to talk it over. 2:32 to go, first quarter. Penn Hills 14, Central Catholic nothing. You are watching Penn Hills Indians football on Comcast.
Central Catholic. Good luck to both teams, and go Indians.
The Vikings send the offense back out on a 4th and 1, ball at the Indian 20-yard line.
4th down.
Vikes trail by 14 with 2.5 to go here in the opening quarter. Luster up, Jones Moore deep in the eye. And it'll be Jones Moore. We'll have the 1st down and more. We'll get across the 15, down to the 14-yard line. Whitaker will drop him after a pickup of 6. And that's a 1st down for the Central Catholic Vikings.
That play results in a Central Catholic.
And the Vikings with a fresh set at the Indian 14-yard line. Jones Moore again looking to get to the outside, wrapped up in the backfield, does a nice job to get down to the 10-yard line, picks up 4 yards. And it'll be 2nd down now for the Vikings.
Jones Moore on the carry. Initially brought down by number 36, Darian Macklin.
Macklin on the tackle for the Indians. Lohman will split to the left. It'll be Jones Moore again. Just chunking his way ahead. He picks up a yard down to the 9. And it'll be 3rd down and 5. Indians up 14-0. Terrell Roberson. A 1-yard run after the Indians recovered the opening kickoff at the Central Catholic 3. They just sat there and watched the ball lay on the field and wanted it to roll out of bounds, but it didn't, and the Indians wisely jumped on it. It's a 4th down play, but the Indians capped it from the 1-yard line. And then Corey Jones, a 60-yard interception return for the touchdown. Where we stand, Penn Hills 14, Central nothing. Hills will throw over the middle. Pass too high for Anthony Nixon. Jones and onto James on the coverage. And it'll bring up 4th down and 5 for the Vikings. And they'll keep the offense on the field. 38 seconds remain here in the first quarter. Vikings need to get to about the 4-yard line. Just inside the 5. The ball is just inside the 10. Hills will throw. Under pressure from Sharkey. And the pass incomplete on the near side. Anthony Nixon was there. Jones was on the coverage. And the Vikings will turn it over on downs. The bad news for the Indians, they are at their own 9-yard line. Although the Indians are at their own 9, they've kept the Vikings off the board. And the Indians still looking for their first down. Morford has the troops up to the line, power eye behind them. That's Roberson deep. Morford will throw. Jones near side at the 15-yard line, shaking and baking, stiff arms man. Goes down at the 16-yard line, 7 yards on the reception. And the Indians looking at a 2nd down and 3.
Brought down by number 26.
Indians have big Lamont Kaiser and Tariq Hester in the backfield. And that power eye in front of Hester, in front of Roberson. But Morford doing a nice job to get the ball out to Corey Jones on what will be the final play of quarter number 1. After 1, Penn Hills 14, Central Catholic nothing. You are watching Penn Hills Indians football on Comcast. Second quarter about to get underway with the Indians up 14-0 over the Vikings. The Indians moving right to left. And the Indians will get the first down. Roberson across the 20 out to the 22-yard line, 6 yards on the pickup. And the Indians move the sticks for the first time tonight, I do believe. Yeah, that is their first down. Yeah, well, see. Doing something right up here. Tyler Swatchik in at center for the Indians. Great to see Tyler back in action, coming back from the broken ankle. Suffered early in the year. Morford will throw right side. Pass caught by Whitaker. First down, Indians. Whitaker at the 36-yard line picks up 14. And the Indians back-to-back first downs here to start quarter number 2. Just a fade pattern up the sideline for Whitaker, who out-jumped the Central Catholic defender and hauled it down and almost broke away, but they were able to get him from behind and bring him down after a pickup of just 14 yards. Power eye again behind Morford. Whitaker right, Jones left. Morford looking towards Jones. Jones not looking.
Morford pass incomplete. Accepted for number 9.
Looks like maybe a mix-up on the pass pattern called. But the pass, fortunately for the Indians, falls incomplete. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 at the 38-yard line of the Penn Hills Indians. 10:58 to go here in half number 1. Roberson looking for somewhere to go, dives across the 40 to the 41. After a pickup of 3, it'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Indians. Indians looking just to try to pick up chunks. Roberson, deep in the eye. That's Kaiser, slot back to the left. And the Indians take too much time, apparently. Indians needing to move with a little more alacrity. They're caught for the delay of game penalty instead of 3rd and 7, now 3rd and 12. Roberson looking for somewhere to go, gets to the outside, shake and bake up the sideline. Roberson will have a 1st down and more for the Indians. Out of bounds at the Central Catholic 49-yard line, 15 yards on the pickup.
Brought down by number 9.
And a holding call back at the 32-yard line will bring us one way back. Marcus back to the 22-yard line. The Indians, instead of having a 1st down at Central Catholic territory, are now back deep in their own territory at the 22. They need to get to their own 48-yard line for a 1st down. It's 3rd and 26. Indians go with the eye behind Morford. Aaron Bailey. Deep play action. Indians set up the screen, the pass batted in the air. Nice job by the Vikings, Jordan Elliott. The Indians had the screen set up very well to Bailey. But Elliott, the 6'0", 250 senior, got the paw up and batted it in the air. The ball, fortunately for the Indians, falls incomplete. And Morford will stay on to punt with 9:41 to go here in quarter number 2. Ed Latimer back for the Vikings. Morford gets the kick away. Gets a nice roll, goes out of bounds right where the Indians should have had their 1st down. The Vikings will have it with 9:33 to go here in the 1st half. The ball looks like about on the 50-yard line.
It's a 50-yard line where Central Catholic will have a 1st down.
So the holding a big call against the Indians. Instead of right where the Central Catholic has the ball now, the Indians would have had it for a 1st down. Vikings have it at the 50. The Indians would have had it at the Viking 49. Jones Moore deep in the eye. Hills under center. And it'll be Jones Moore looking for somewhere to go. And Jones Moore will be wrapped up. Chaz Whitaker will hold him for no gain.
Jones Moore on the carry, brought down by Chaz.
Surprised no penalty called on the play. Like an Indian was costed, not just held, costed. Nonetheless, the Indians hold him for no gain. It's 2nd down and 10. Clock rolling under 9 minutes to go here, 2nd quarter. The Indians up 14-0. Jones Moore again looking to get to the outside, does. But again, it's Whitaker with the tackle after a pickup of 6. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Vikings.
Run down by Chaz Whitaker.
That's Whitaker, quite active defensively so far in the first half here tonight for the Indians. Also with a 14-yard reception on the offensive side. Jones Moore again, right side, looking for somewhere to go. The Indians are right there to stop him for maybe a yard gain. Tariq Hester with the tackle at the 43 will give him a yard. It'll be 4th down and 3 for the Vikings. And the Vikings will keep the offense on the field on a 4th and 3. Well, they may look to try to draw the Indians off. Twins will go to the left side. It's Lohman and Nixon left. And Hills will punt the ball away. Gets a nice roll down to about the 2-yard line. So the Indians will have it at their own 2 with 7:24 to go here in the first half.
Where Penn Hills will have a first down. The Penn Hills girls soccer team is going passionately.
And the Indians in action next week.
To help fight breast cancer.
Go on the long road trip out to Altoona.
By wearing pink to the game and supporting the raffle at concession stand.
Power eye with Aaron Bailey deep. Again, it's Kaiser and Hester in front. Morford to throw from his own end zone, looks right side, and the pass almost caught by Whitaker, who made a valiant effort, but the pass falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10, Indians from their own 2. Jones to the near side, Whitaker split to the right. Power eye behind Morford, it's Bailey deep, and it'll be Bailey out of his own end zone, looking for somewhere to go. And he'll get out to the 4-yard line for a pickup of 2. The Indians now looking at a 3rd and 8.
Aaron Bailey on the carry for Penn Hills. Brought down by number 15, Ira Ritter.
Clock running here in quarter number 2. 6:45 before the half. Now Terrell Roberson in the eye. Morford looking. Has Jones. Jones will have a first down. Ridden out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Picks up 11. And Jones gives the Indians a first down. It was Jones who gave the Indians their 2nd touchdown on the 60-yard interception return. Morford again looking towards Jones, up the sideline, and the pass thrown out of bounds. Indians looking to try to spread that Viking defense. Send Jones up the sideline. It'll be 2nd down and 10 Indians. Clock will stop with 5:58 to go here in the first half. Morford flushed out of the pocket, rolling to the right, and he'll be sacked. Chris Grimes on the sack back at the 13-yard line.
Morford on the keeper, brought down by number 68.
He'll lose 2. It'll be 3rd down and 12. Morford will throw right side, and the pass intended for Whitaker, but the pass incomplete, and the Indians will have to punt.
4th down.
Clock stops with 4:59 to go.
Dixon and Latimer back for Central Catholic. Morford back to punt for Penn Hills.
Morford gets the kick away. And we'll take an Indian roll out across the 45, go dead at the 46-yard line. 4:48 to go here, first half.
Central Catholic will take over on the
Penn Hills 14, Central Catholic nothing. You're watching Penn Hills Indians football on Comcast. Vikings in an I formation. Jones Moore, left side, wrapped up from behind, will get a yard. Trayvon Hester with the tackle.
Damian Jones Moore on the carry. Brought down
And it'll be 2nd down and 9.
Trayvon Hester. Brought down by number 1, James Hunte.
Lord finds himself a little bit of a crease, does a nice job to get to the 42-yard line.
Jones Moore on the carry, brought down by number 36, Darian Macklin.
Macklin on the tackle, 3 yards on the pickup. It'll be 3rd down and we'll call it 6. The Vikings used too much time.
Delay a game against Central Catholic.
So it'll be 3rd and 11 now for the Vikes. Vikings come out quickly. Foster, the lone setback. Pitts will throw. Looks like he wants to set up a screen. Takes a long straight drop. The Indians aren't pulled. Pitts, some room to run. Throws downfield. And pass is almost caught. Anthony Nixon almost had it about the 15-yard line.
Pass intended for number 3, Anthony Nixon. Run broken up by number
Perry
9.
Hill's close, very close to throwing that beyond the line of scrimmage, but did a nice job. Stay behind the line. And the Vikings will come on to kick. Punt coming with 3:16 to go. Jones back. Jones calls for the fair catch inside his 15 and will catch it at the 12-yard line. 3:09 to go here in the first half. The Indians have it at their own 12-yard line. A lot of excitement early in this game. Since then, it's been kind of quiet. on the opening kickoff. Vince Pampina's kick just kind of rolled along the sidelines. The Vikings were expecting it to go out of bounds. The ball kind of sat at the 3-yard line, and the Indians dove on it. They had the ball at the 3, first and goal. Took them 4 plays to get it in, but they did. They went up 7-0, and then later in the first quarter, Corey Jones intercepted a Hills pass and returned it 60 yards for the touchdown. Indians keep it on the ground. Roberson for no gain.
Roberson, the ball carrier, brought down by number 64, Jordan Elliott.
Indians will be looking at a 2nd down and 10. Roberson, lone setback. Trips to the near side of the field. Single receiver to the right. And it'll be Corey Jones on an end around. The Vikings are there. Jones slips in the backfield. Will be held for no gain. That'll be 3rd down and 10, and the Vikings use a timeout with 2:15 to go. So the Indian offense will go to the sideline, and almost a break for them. They get to discuss what they're going to do on a 3rd and 10. Vikings certainly hoping to hold them and try to get the ball back in good field position and trying to get some points on the board before the end of the half. The Indians do get the ball to start half number 2. Remember, just because they recovered that opening kickoff at the 3 doesn't mean that they got to kick off again at the half. The Vikings will kick off to start half number 2. Tonight's game brought to you by Mr. Water Heater. Call them at 1-866-MR-W. That's 1-866-MISTERW. Or see them online at MrWaterHeater.com. Also like to send a special thank you to Larry Mascaro at the Penn Sports Shop. You see the shirts that we wear during the coaches' corner. If you see us walking around the stadiums and whatnot, those shirts provided by Larry. If you want custom Penn Hill stuff done, great stuff, nice coaches' shirts and whatever, see Larry at the Penn Hill Sports Shop in the Municipal Plaza across from the Penn Hills Police Station on Salzburg Road. Trips to the near side, single receiver to the right. Roberson. Single setback. Morford throws to the right, and a pass tipped. And Whitaker unable to come up with it, and the Indians will have to punt. Play taking all of 5 seconds. 2:10 remain here in half number 1. Latimer on the coverage, tipped the ball away from Whitaker. Latimer and Nixon back for the Vikings. Morford gets the kick away. And the Indians will down it in great field position for the Vikings at the 39-yard line. So the Vikings have 2:01 to go here in the half. Great field position. Ball at the 39-yard line of the Penn Hills Indians. But the Vikings have 1 timeout left. A lot of time for the Vikes, really, 2 minutes. Clock stops with first downs. They can't spike it. But a short field for the Vikings at the 39. Hills from the shotgun. 4 receivers set, twins each way. Tight end to the near side. Indians on the rush, and will be sacked back in on the Indian side of the field. Javon Kirkland will sack Hills back at the Indian 49-yard line. A 12-yard loss on the sack. And not the way the Vikings wanted to start this series. I don't know if they wanted to try to set up some kind of a screen or something underneath. But Javon Kirkland was coming. I formation now. It'll be Luster, the up back with a big hole. Into the secondary, brought down after a first down at the 26-yard line.
Jason Luster, the ball carrier, brought down by number 8, Malik.
25 yards on the carry.
Play results in a first down.
Malik Blakeman on the tackle. Hills keeps it himself this time, and the Indians will hold him for no gain. Maybe pick up about 1 or 2. Looked like a broken play, and the Vikings use their final timeout with 1:02 to go here in the first half. The Indians will be looking at a 2nd down and 10. And there's the Wilson on the field, handing the water out to the troops. Nice shirt there. That's picked that up at the Penn Sports Shop.
Football boosters would like to let you know that they are serving funnel cakes tonight.
We'll see Larry. Larry takes care of us. Make sure you take care of Larry. Penn Hill Sports Shop, across from the police station on Frankstown Road. So the Indian defense getting the whys, wherefores, and whatnots. We're going to give Hills a pickup of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Hills will throw, looking down towards the end zone. Jones is there, the pass is intercepted in the end zone by Corey Jones. It looked like they were going to come up with a touchdown, but Corey Jones took it away from Nixon. And the pass intercepted for the touchback. Corey Jones' 2nd interception of the half. And the Indians have it with 53 seconds to go. The ball will be at their own 20-yard line, and I would think Central Catholic, no timeouts left. The Indians may just want to take this one into the locker room. They do get the kickoff to start half number 2.
We'd like to remind you that there is no re-entry during the game. Anyone who leaves will be required to buy another ticket to come back into the stadium, and there will be no tickets sold and no re-entry to the game after halftime.
And Morford will take a knee. I thought the Indians will take discretion as the better part of valor. And try to take this one into the locker room with the 14-0 lead, and the Indians do get the kickoff to start half number 2. Indians will need to do this one more time. And that'll do it. So the teams will head to the sidelines and then head to the locker rooms as the clock will wind down. And that will do it. As you see the clock, that'll do it for the first half. The score, Penn Hills 14, Central Catholic nothing. You are watching Penn Hills Indians football on Comcast. Very great to have you along for a second half action here between the Vikings and the Indians. Tonight's game and games all season long brought to you by Mr. Water Heater. Call them at 1-866 Mr. W, and we are underway here in half number 2. And that's Blakeman looking for somewhere to go right side. Gets close to the 20-yard line, and that's about all. And the Indians will start the opening drive of the second half from there. As I mentioned, tonight's game brought to you by Mr. Water Heater, keeping water hot for over 30 years. Call them at 1-866 Mr. W or see them online at MrWaterHeater.com. And by Sembar Mixel Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Call them at 241-0195 Sembar Mixel for all your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs. Call Sembar Mixel 241-0195. And with winter coming upon us here, cold weather, time to get those furnaces cleaned and checked. Call Sembar Mixel 241-0195. Roberson looking to get to the outside. Fights his way ahead for 2 yards. Roberson with 19 yards rushing in the first half. add 2 yards to that total. The Indians with 53 yards of total offense, 19 rushing, 34 passing, and the Indians, remember the Indians' opening touchdown drive was all of 3 yards. And the Indians' second touchdown coming on an interception return for a touchdown, 60 yards by Corey Jones. Roberson looking for somewhere to go right side, has a hole, has a first down for the Indians out to the 35-yard line. Another 13 yards for Terrell Roberson and the Indians, a first down. The Indians obviously with the 14-0 lead obviously would like to pad onto that here to start the second half to make it difficult for the Vikings. Vikings, a very strong offensive team. Currently 14 points doable for the Vikings. 21 would make it a lot harder. Morford, 3-step drop, throws up the sideline, a pass caught by Whitaker. Looks like it'll be right at the first down marker, 10 yards and another first down for the Indians. Whitaker getting that 6'3" frame high into the air to haul that Morford pass down. And the Indians out to the 45-yard line of the Central Catholic Vikings. 1st and 10 Indians.
Yes. Five on the run.
Roberson ahead for a yard. And it'll bring up a second down. We'll call it 9. Get a tackle on the play by number 72, Jake Walter. Morford to throw again looking for Whitaker. Who runs into the defensive back and the pass out of bounds, incomplete. Nothing called as the pass was uncatchable. Or at least appeared so to the officials. And it'll bring up a third down and 9. Clock stop, 9:45 to go here, third quarter. Penn Hills 14, Central Catholic 0. Morford again, right side, again towards Whitaker, and a penalty flag comes in. Whitaker has it at the 44-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup. So the Indians, I believe, will decline the penalty because the play they're going to take the penalty. They're going to take it because it's a 15-yard penalty. And that'll get them down to the 39-yard line. So the Indians take the penalty instead of the play because it's an additional 5 yards. Whitaker and Davenport split to the right. Jones to the near side, I formation. Behind Morford, that's Jones in motion. That'll be Roberson with a toss near side, looking for somewhere to go. The Vikings close quickly. Roberson will be dropped for a loss of about 3. Nice job by the Vikings to close quickly. And it'll be second down and 13 for the Indians. And there's an injured Indian on the field. 9:20 to go, third quarter. Penn Hills 14, Central Catholic 0. You're watching Penn Hills Indians football on Comcast. Injured Indian walking off the field is Corey Jones. He'll have to sit at least to play. Roberson deep in the power eye behind Morford. And it'll be Roberson following the Hogs up to and across the 35-30. Roberson into the secondary, 20-15. First and goal, Indians at the 9-yard line. They're going to get him all the way down, looks like about the 6. No, they will mark him at the 9. 32 yards on the rush. And it's first and goal, Indians at the 9. He just followed those Hogs in front of him. Once he got past the line of scrimmage, it was a race. And the Vikings were able to catch him at the 9. Drive started back at their own 20-yard line following the kickoff. 9th play coming up. Throwing right side into the end zone to Whitaker. Touchdown, Penn Hills! Chaz Whitaker went up and over. Ed Latimer holds it in for the touchdown, and the Indians extend their lead. Whitaker 6'3", Latimer 5'6". I think a bit of a height advantage there. You almost feel for Latimer. He was poised for the interception. He was in front of Whitaker, and Whitaker just jumped up, reached over in front of him, and hauled in the pass for the touchdown. The kick is blocked, and the Indians extend their lead. 8:15 to go, third quarter. Penn Hills 20. Central Catholic nothing. You're watching Penn Hills Indians football on Comcast. Pampina to kick off once again. Latimer back for the Vikings. Taken at the 14-yard line. It's Nixon looking for somewhere to go. Has a bit of a lane up the sideline. Still on his feet in Penn Hills territory. Finally wrapped up and brought down at about the 42-yard line. Kadir Anderson Perry with the tackle. Great to see him back in action. Sean Sharkey with the carry. Jones Moore with the carry. No gain. Second down 10, Vikings at the Indian 42. Jones Moore looking for somewhere to go, looking to get to the outside. Whitaker wraps him up and will drop him down about the 36-yard line. Gain of about 5, and it'll be third down and 5. Quarterback Perry Hills, the 6'3" junior, gets the play call from the sideline. Jones Moore again looking for somewhere to go, and he is stopped. Tariq Hester at the 35-yard line. A gain of 2, but Jones Moore will feel that one. It'll bring up a 4th down and 3 for the Vikings. Fourth and 3 Vikings. Hills rolls to his left. Quarterback keeper will have the 1st down and more. Out of bounds inside. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Quarterback keeper nets the 10. And a 1st down for the Vikings. Vikings go no huddle. Looks like they left early, and the official saw it too. Tight end on the near side went early. Will cost the Vikings 5 yards. That'll be 1st and 15. Ball marked back to the 30-yard line. Jonesmore again up the middle, has a bit of a hole. We'll get the penalty yards back, or close to it anyway. We'll get 3 of them back. And it'll be 2nd down and about 12. Tariq Hester with the carry, or with the tackle. And also Javon Kirkland. Clock approaching 6 minutes and running, nearly halfway through quarter number 3. Indians 20, Vikings nothing. Hills will throw, looking into the flat, has a man in the pass too far. Dustin Lohman was there, but Hills unable to get the pass to him, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and long for the Vikings. Hill, straight drop under pressure, he's hit, the ball's loose! And did the Indians get it? Or did it go out of bounds? I think the ball went out of bounds. Ball back at the 42-yard line, a loss of 16. Sean Sharkey came on the blitz and hit him from behind, forcing the fumble. It's a 4th down for the Vikings with 5:42 to go. And they're going to line up like they're going to go for it. And I'm sure Perry Hills is probably going to quick kick once again. Timeout by the Indians as there was nobody covering receivers out on the far side of the field. Wise plays, the coaching staff saw it over there. The Vikings had 3 receivers out and 1 Indian. Now I'm sure the Vikings were planning on the quick kick on the punt, but a good quarterback would see that and launch one way out there. Of course, the 4th down play, they'd have to get to the Indian 15-yard line. Not sure they would have made it, but still, there would have been a lot of room out there and some blockers. And the Vikings this time think better of it, and they send out the punt team. Vikings fake it, and they go on the reverse.
Fake. 26.
26 will go on to carry. Will have a first down. And out of bounds. Can't believe the Indians weren't waiting for that one. Ed Latimer, first and goal, Vikings at the 2-yard line.
Central Catholic will have a first down on the Penn Hills 2-yard line.
40 yards on the carry by Latimer. Loster, lone setback behind Hills. Hills keeps it himself, and looks like some movement. So march it back to the 7-yard line.
Repeat first down.
Eight plays on the drive so far, which began back at the 42-yard line. The Indians 42, or excuse me, yeah, the Indians 42, which is right where they faked the punt and picked up the 40 yards. Jones Moore looking for somewhere to go, gets about to the 5-yard line, and that's it. It'll be 3rd and goal for the Vikings.
By number 1, James.
On to James on the tackle. Clock approaching 5 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Jones Moore looking for somewhere to go. On to James in pursuit, and Jones Moore, does he get in? No, he doesn't. Gets to the 1-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal, Vikings from the 1.
Carry brought down by James. And number 8, Malik Blakeman.
Malik Blakeman also in pursuit. Hills keeps it himself. Does he get in? Yes, he does. Made that one look easy. Play set up by the Indians, unable to recover the fumble on the sack. Back at the 42-yard line, and then the Vikings fake the punt. Got first to goal to 2. A couple plays later, Perry Hills takes it in. And the Vikings to try the point after. High snap. Kick is up and through. And with 4:21 to go here, 3rd quarter, Penn Hills 20, Central Catholic 7. You are watching Indians football on Comcast.
By number 92, John Murphy is good. Your score.
Vikings go 42 yards in 10 plays. The big play, the 40-yard fake punt end around. And the Vikings will squib it. Lamont Kaiser looking for somewhere to go and goes down about the 33-yard line. Indians decent field position. They have 4:14 to go in the 3rd. I'm sure they would like to respond with another touchdown drive of their own.
Penn Hills return by number 22, Lamont Kaiser.
Indians started the half with a 9-play, 80-yard drive to go up 20-7. Roberson in the power I. And it'll be Roberson looking for somewhere to go right side. Picks up 2.
Roberson on the carry over the right side.
Official timeout on the field. As we have an injured Indian. 3:56 to go. Third quarter. Penn Hills 20. Central Catholic 7. Nice shot of Wilson. You're watching Penn Hills Indians football on Comcast. Second and 9 Indians from their own 33-yard line. Roberson looking for somewhere to go. We brought down at the 30-yard line after a loss of 2. Trips to the near side, single receiver to the right. Roberson, a lone setback. Morford, shuffle pass, Corey Jones underneath. Jones will get across to 35. To the 37-yard line, we'll pick up 6. It'll be a 4th down for the Indians. Morford gets a kick away. Latimer will watch it bounce in front of him and go out of bounds about the inside the 35. Mark went to 33-yard line. Central will have it with 1:54 to go in the third at their own 33. So the teams trade 33-yard lines. Well, the Vikings have 13 minutes and 54 seconds with which to try to pick up 13 points or more. Hills launches one downfield, man on man with Blakeman, and the pass batted away. Anthony Nixon, the intended receiver, but Malik Blakeman was step for step and bats this one away. They'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 Vikings. Ball still at the 33-yard line, but the clock stops with 1:48 to go here, third quarter. Jones Moore looking for somewhere to go. Breaks to the outside. The Indians are there.
2 on a carry.
Tariq Hester on the tackle after pickup of about 5. It'll be 3rd and 5. High snap on the shotgun. Hills rolls to his left, looks underneath, the pass complete, has a man Nixon. It'll be a 1st down in Penn Hills territory. Blakeman will make the tackle, and Nixon has it at the 47-yard line. 15 yards, and a 1st down for the Vikings. Clock under a minute and running here in the third. Or no, play action. Launching one downfield towards Nixon and a pass. Caught inside the 10-yard line. Whitaker and Blakeman on the coverage. 37 yards on the reception. Ball at the 10, first and goal Vikings. Wasn't sure Nixon was going to be able to catch up with it, but he did. Lost her first man through, touchdown Vikings. Vikings made that one look easy, and the Vikings closing the gap here with 26 seconds to go in the third quarter. Kick up through 26 seconds to go. Third quarter, Penn Hills 20, Central Catholic 14. You are watching Penn Hills Indians football on Comcast. 57 yards in 5 plays in 1 minute and 18 seconds. And now trail by 6. And the Indians are going to need a drive and some points. Jones with an opportunity to return it from the 5-yard line. Looks somewhere to go, tries to get his blocks, looking to get to the outside. We'll get back to about the 20-yard line. Latimer with the tackle, and the Indians starting at the 20. The Indians keep this one on the ground and take it to the fourth quarter. Roberson looking for somewhere to go. Gets a lane. We'll have a first down for the Indians across the 30 out to the 33-yard line. And just what the doctor ordered for the Indians, a little bit of breathing room. And the Indians should let the clock expire and take it to the fourth quarter. And that's exactly what they will do. They will head to the sideline. After 3, Penn Hills 20, Gateway 14. Don't go away. We got a ball game here. You are watching Penn Hills Indians football on Comcast. Central Catholic Vikings trail the Indians by a score of 20-14. I think I said Gateway. Oops. Penn Hills 20, Central Catholic 14. Don't forget, folks, tonight's game brought to you by Mr. Water Heater. Call them at 1-866-MR-W. Keeping water hot for over 30 years. And by Sembar Mixel Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Give them a call at 241-0195 for all your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs. Call Sembar Mixel. Roberson. Pick up another 2 out to the 35-yard line. And the Indians will be looking at a second down and about 8. Rod Steele on the tackle for the Vikings. Roberson again trying to find some blocks, and he'll be dropped for a loss of about 3. Roberson looking a little tired back there. And he's been the workhorse tonight for the Indians.
Number 64, Trevor Elliott.
3rd and 11 now for the Indians. Clock at 10:50 and running to go here, quarter number 4. The Vikings trail by 6. Indians are up 20-0. The Vikings stormed back in the 3rd with 2 touchdowns to cut the lead 20-14. It'll be Blakeman in the eye, behind Lamont Kaiser. And it's a toss left. Blakeman looks for somewhere to go. The Vikings slip. Blakeman. We'll get to the 35-yard line, and that's about it. We'll pick up 3, and the Indians will bring on the punt team. Morford's kick, fair catch called for and made at the 37-yard line. Nixon will hold in officially at the 38-yard line. Now the Indian defense, which has allowed 2 quick touchdowns for the Vikings, 2 possessions in the second half for Central Catholic, 2 touchdowns. The Indians a touchdown and 2 punts. And the defense is going to need to step up here now for the Indians. Play action. Hills looking downfield, has a man over the middle, and the pass will be too far. Corey Jones is going to be called for interference. The pass not catchable, which may be the argument for the Indian coaches. Like incidental contact, but Jones tagged for the penalty, 15-yarder. We'll mark it out to the Penn Hills 46-yard line. Should be closer to the 47, but looks like the receiver jumped on the near side, and he did. Anthony Nixon trying to get a little bit of step on Corey Jones. Left early. And it'll be 1st and 15 Vikings. Hills again will keep it himself. Blakeman from behind will bring him down for a sack. Hills will lose 2. Jonesmore will go in motion to the right. 2nd down, 18. Throwback screen. And a nice one. Indian defense sleeping. And a big play by Pat Kelly down to the 17-yard line. 36 yards on the screen. And first down, Vikings. Luster again. Sharkey will wrap him up, but the Indians just not hitting the way they were in the first half. 7 yards. It'll be second down and 3 at the 10-yard line.
Sorry, guys.
Luster again. The Indians are there. Maybe a yard. We'll call it 3rd and 2.
Luster on the carry, stopped by number 55,
Trayvon Hester, the man in the middle with the stop. Hills keeps it himself. No Indians there. Hills will get inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal, Vikings at the 2. On to James. Will come in to make the tackle, but a lot of room out there and a lot of white jerseys in front. And not a lot of red. Jones Moore held up by the Indians. Kirkland, James Proctor, and others will lose a yard. Now we'll call it no gain. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2. And the clock is not running. Officials are keeping time on the field. We'll straighten it up on the time clock. Hills will take it himself. Touchdown, Central Catholic. And the Vikings take the lead 21-20. 6:38 to go, 4th quarter. Central Catholic 21. Penn Hills 20. You're watching Penn Hills football on Comcast. 6:38 to go, 4th quarter. The Indians trail for the first time tonight. 21-20 to the Central Catholic Vikings, who have stormed back from a 20-0 3rd quarter deficit. Tahir Jackson went down at the 15-yard line. He slipped on the cut and went down. And the Indians with a long way to go. Roberson for a couple. If you're joining us late, the Indians led 20-0 with 8:15 to go in the third quarter, and the Vikings have scored on their last 3 possessions to take a 21-20 lead with 6 minutes to go here, fourth quarter, midway through the fourth. Aaron Bailey looking for somewhere to go, and he has nowhere to go. A late flag comes in. And the way the officials are looking, it's going to be against the Indians. Holding against the Indians. Ball from the 15-yard line. We'll mark it back to the 5. So mark it back to the 7. So 7-yard penalty. They're marked off to 10 yards. Morford, play action, throws a screen and unable to get it over the central defensive line. And it'll be 3rd and 18. Indians at their own 7. Indians had the right idea. There were blockers and a lot of room out there on that side, but got to get the pass over those linemen. Shuffle pass underneath Corey Jones, looking for somewhere to go, and the Vikings are there. Corey Jones, 4-yard pickup, and it'll be 4th and long, and the Indians are going to have to kick. Indians with a 4th and 14, clock at 4:45 and running. And the punt is blocked. And the Vikings will have it at the 1-yard line. Vikings now with a great opportunity to put the Indians behind the 8 ball. And the Indians' faithful begin to file out. And Jones Moore hauls it in from 1 yard out. Vikings up by 7, trying to make it 8. And the kick is up and good. 4:19 to go, fourth quarter. The score, Central Catholic 28, Penn Hills nothing. Or excuse me, Central Catholic 28, Penn Hills 20. You're watching Indians football on Comcast. The Vikings trail 20-0 in the third quarter. They've roared back to make it 28-20. Blakeman from his 5-yard line looking for somewhere to go, has nowhere to go, runs right into the crowd at the 10. Indians at their own 10-yard line need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. Swing pass to Roberson is a lateral, so it's actually a run. Roberson across the 15, hit out of bounds at the 17-yard line, so a 7-yard run. Officially a run. 7 yards for Roberson. Clock stops with 4:03 to go. Pass intended for Jones, batted at the line. Vikings 4 possessions in half number 2, 4 touchdowns. They're the top-ranked team. Blakeman for 1, and Indians will have a 4th and about 3. And the punt team comes on as the clock winds under 3.5 to go. Morford gets this one away. Picked up by Nixon at the 50. Still on his feet and finally brought down at the 34-yard line. With 3:04 to go here in the game.
Nixon on the return, brought down by number 4, here, Jackson.
Vikings keep it on the ground, and Jones Moore gets inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. 15 yards on the carry. First down, Vikings. Clock rolling under 3 minutes.
That results in a Central Catholic first down.
Absolutely. If the Indians aren't able to pull this one out tonight, it would be an absolutely devastating loss for them. After beating and leading the top-ranked team by 3 touchdowns in the third quarter. Jones Moore again, inside the 15, inside the 10, 5. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. I think instant replay would have said he went in. So first and goal, Vikings at the 1-yard line. And the Vikes can seal it here. Jones Moore wrapped up by Kirkland, and he'll be denied back to the 2-yard line.
Munster on the carry, brought down by Javon Kirkland.
Jones Moore again, and again it looks like he's denied. This time to the 1. It'll be third and goal.
Jones Moore brought down
And the Indians call a timeout.
Darian Beckwith. Timeout.
Penn Hill's called the
Penn
timeout.
Hill.
108.
So the Indians looking to try to keep the Vikings off the board again. And 1:08 to go here in the ball game. Coach Ron Graham out there rallying his troops. Indians in action Friday night at Altoona. And the Indian defense coming on, looking to see if they could try to stop the Vikings. Quarterback keeper, touchdown, Central Catholic.
John Murphy will attempt the extra point.
Vikings 5 straight touchdowns in the game. Now lead 35-20 with 1:04 to go. 1:04 left, fourth quarter. Central 35, Penn Hills 20. You are watching Indians football on Comcast.
Joseph Lakeman's back to receive the kickoff. Murphy to kick off for Central Catholic.
Corey Jones from his 12-yard line, looking for somewhere to go, is wrapped up and brought down at the 18.
Corey Jones on the return.
59 seconds remain here in the game. Morford will roll to his right, looks, throws underneath, onto James. Wrapped up, thrown out of bounds at the 26-yard line after a pickup of 7. And the officials say he didn't go out of bounds. I think the officials are saying it's all academic at this point. Morford on the keeper will lose a yard. And that'll do it. As the clock winds down, that's the final score. The teams march across the field. The Indians led 14-0 at the half. 20-0 after their first possession of the third quarter as they took the opening possession. Went 80 yards, was up 20-0 with 8:15 to go in the third quarter. Since then, Central Catholic, 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns. They win 35-20. That is why they are the #1 ranked team in the WPIAL thus far. The Indians are going to have to go in, do a little bit of soul searching, regroup, put this one behind them, and get ready next week for Altoona. Tonight's game brought to you by Mr. Water Heater. Give them a call at 1-866-MR-W. That's 1-866-MISTERW. Or look them up online at MrWaterHeater.com. Also by Sembar Mixel Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Call them at 241-0195. Time to get those furnaces cleaned and checked, folks. Give Sembar Mixel a call, 412-241-0195 for all your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs. Also a special thanks to Larry Mascaro at the Penn Hills Sports Shop. Everything we wear, we get from Larry at the Sports Shop. You need something Penn Hills, or if you Central Catholic fans watching at home, even Central Catholic, see Larry at the Penn Hills Sports Shop, Municipal Shopping Center across from the Penn Hills Police Station on Frankstown Road. Once again, the final score tonight here at Uhas McGinley Stadium, the Central Catholic Vikings 35, the Penn Hills Indians 20. Indians on the road next week at Altoona. Hope to see you there. If not, we'll catch us here on Comcast. I'm Bill Navari. Thank you for watching Penn Hills Indians football on Comcast.